Hi colleagues, this is Kristen Rickner reviewing the National Science Foundation's video showcase video of E4TECH, engaging, exciting, and empowering educators through the T in STEM. What is E4TECH? It's an innovative professional development model and curriculum that's focused on the integration of computer science and computational thinking into mathematics for grades 3 and 4. The principal researchers are Lisa Chambers and Kelly Shrewsbury. The main topics of study are the lessons will emphasize math and science through computer science focused curriculum into 3 modules. Who doesn't love robotics, programming, and circuits and computing? From here, in the computer science portion of it, they'll be working on the skills of decomposition, algorithmic thinking, and abstraction. Doesn't that sound great for your 8 to 10-year-old? For the students, there's 3 different modules and 10 lessons per module, which would take 34 hours of classroom instruction. All are taught from teachers who have had intense professional development. It's a 2-year cycle for professional development, and teachers, when they sign up, they agree to 120 hours of it. In year 1, they will also have boost sessions, and boost sessions are set up designed to help teachers experience technology that is used later. So it includes Scratch, which is an online community where people can put different ideas out. It's for programming language. And then a breadboard is how you build circuits. And then they do make block MBOTs. So if you take a look at the numbers up here, there's a lot of in-service. They offer it on Saturdays, but you don't have to take it on Saturdays, and then there's stipend pay. What about new hires is something that I asked about. And I called and I talked to Randy Tucker. He is the manager of programs and curriculum at the Tech Corps to talk about what they've learned so far now that they're in year 2. And he said that with the research, you're either in or you're out. If you have a colleague across the hall who's really enjoying this, you can't just get a lesson or 2 or have it shared with you. It's all or nothing, and it's pretty private if you're not part of the programming because it is a research-based and funded program. If teachers are hired during year 2, I asked about what he does about new teachers. He said they don't start with the year 1 materials right away, but they need to wait for a new cohort, and that, of course, depends on the funding. How is E4TECH using science inquiry? Learning with E4TECH will guide and facilitate learning using inquiry. It will design and manage learning environments that provide students with time, space, and resources needed for learning science through inquiry, and it will implement approaches to teaching science that cause students to question and explore with their different topics. STEM practices are aligned also with the 5 E's. The learners are engaged in their learning. The learner gives priority to the evidence when they're speaking, and they formulate explanations from evidence. The learner also connects explanations to scientific knowledge, and finally, they learn to communicate and justify their explanations. Who is participating? One thing they're finding is there are greater gains for 3rd graders than 4th graders. They're trying to figure out why. They currently have 46 teachers from 37 schools in 20 districts, so they're really spread out, and that was a goal of theirs. They were trying to get geographically different areas of Ohio, and especially focus on typically underrepresented schools in STEM and computer science. Below is a website, Teaching Learning Collaborative, where they offer a number of lesson plans. What are some cons? When I was speaking with the director of programming about why he thinks 4th graders are learning less than 3rd graders or aren't showing the data growth that they were looking for. He said they're not sure, and that's something they're looking at. There are very few teachers per school, so collegial discussion and dialogue can't happen in the hallway. It would have to be like an after-school call or email because there's only an average of 1.2 teachers per school. And finally, new teachers can't join in, and so then I wonder, as a parent, is there a certain teacher I want because the child in that room will get robotics and circuitry and programming while in other classes they will not? So basically, inquiry like this breeds growth mindset. And as It states in Annie Brock and Heather Hunley's book, The Growth Mindset Coach, whether you've heard it called inquiry-based learning, challenge-based learning, or problem-based learning, the goal is essentially the same. Provide students with authentic, real-world problems on which they must use deep and collaborative skills to solve. All the things I saw in RychE4TECH would do this. As my district moves more towards STEM practices, I want to know what's working across the country, what can be instead of what is. It's fun. Who doesn't love robots, computer programming, and programmable circuits? It just sounds really neat for 8 to 10-year-olds with hands-on and higher level thinking. It's focused on the grade band in which I teach currently, and I'm interested in the professional development aspect. And of course, it includes science inquiry. If you'd like to know more, check down below.